smells so pretty. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Arlene. On today's video, I want us to get real. We're gonna get real with this video, okay? We're gonna talk about some very, very popular hyped perfumes in recent years. Most of these are Middle Eastern. We're gonna talk about 12 of them. Out of the 12, 2 of them are designer. The other 10 are Middle Eastern that have been very hyped. You're gonna recognize these perfumes. You've heard of them, you've seen them. A lot of you probably already own them, but some people probably don't own them yet and they want to know. They're like, oh, I've had this in my cart for a while. I don't know if I should pull the trigger, get it or not, even though it's not a brand new release. Didn't come out in 2025. It came out in within the last 5-year range, I wanna say. Maybe some of them are older, I'm not entirely sure. But they're so popular, and we need to finally be truthful, be honest. Now that I've had these in my collection for a while, a lot of them I fell for the hype and I was like, ooh, this is nice when I first sprayed it, when I first got it, and now I'm like, you know what, I hardly reach for them. We're gonna talk about 6 that are hyped up, super hyped up, that are worth the hype, and 6 that are super hyped up that are not worth the hype. So we're gonna start first with the not worth the hypes, and then we're going to finish with the ones that are worth every hyped comment. The very first one, super popular guys, and I'm sorry to say it. This is Teriyaki by Lataffa. Yes, this is an enormous dent. Yes, I've tried wearing this. I wore it to work once, and the reason why you see a huge dent is because I've played around with it at home. I've worn it at home. I've tried layering it with different things, and I don't want to wear it to work again. Now, it's weird because with fragrance, it's like there's this thing where I'm divided in half, where something may smell very nice and interesting to me. It smells like something that my nose is enjoying, but it doesn't smell like a perfume that I want to be wearing, that I want others to smell on me. And that's what happens to me with this. This is a very interesting perfume. It's very unique. I keep it in my collection. I consider selling it many times, but then I consider keeping it because I love the olfactory experience of smelling this perfume, but I don't know if I want to wear this because, to be quite honest with you, the smell is interesting. So I don't want to call it a mess, but part of me wants to say it's kind of a mess because it's very strong on the leather. It's not a suede, it's not a gentle leather, it's a very powerful leather. I've had this in my collection for well over 8 months, so I'm not getting burnt rubber tires or anything like that. A lot of times you get them in the beginning, but it's sat long enough where it doesn't smell that way. And the rubber is very strong and dominant and powerful. And then you have the fruits, the peach primarily. I think there's peach in here, apricot, that is also very strong and powerful. It's almost syrupy. And while it is an interesting scent that my nose has fun smelling and figuring out, and it doesn't smell disgusting, not when I'm just smelling it like right now, for example, just for the sake of smelling it for a short time, I think it's nice in that regard. But when I put it on, I feel like I get sick of it pretty soon because it's just a tad too overwhelming because there's too many different dominating scents that are competing with one another. Is it more syrupy and fruity with an undertone of leather just to ground it, or is it more of a leathery scent with this sort of sweet fruity undertone to kind of soften that leather? No, it is super syrupy, powerful fruit and super hardcore black leather in your face put together, and it is a powerhouse. Now, to some people, they may love this. I see this all the time on Instagram, on YouTube, where people are like, oh my God, I can't live without my teriyaki, and they love that. Good for you, that's fantastic. I'm glad that you're enjoying it, but I feel like it lacks a little bit of refinement. I feel like it could have been done slightly better. Maybe if this had, if I'm being honest, if this had a slight powdery note to it, some sort of iris or something to soften that leather and syrup, maybe it could have worked. Maybe a tad bit of musk in there, something to soften, because it is just hardcore all the way. If you want to smell hardcore like syrup and black leather, go for it. But this, I'm finding it difficult to say, yeah, this is the one that I want to wear today, because I feel like while I love the smell, like I enjoy it, when I put it on, After maybe 2 or 3 hours, I'm gonna wanna change it. I'm not gonna wanna wear this anymore. But it's powerful, so it's gonna stick around. So even if you try to spray on something different, it's now gonna mix with this. Granted, I have worn this before. The day that I wore it to work, I also brought Eclair because I couldn't decide which one to wear. And I did kind of layer the two, and it smelled kind of nice. I did get a compliment. But this stuck around no matter what. The Eclair just added a vanilla, a nice, you know, lactonic-y note to this that was vanillic, but you could still very much smell this. And I think it helped a little bit, but you got to be careful with layering with this, because if it's not something soft and gentle, this can easily overtake any smell. This can easily fill a room. So I like beast mode perfumes. I'm a person that I go nose blind. I don't have a very sensitive nose anymore. When I was younger, I had a very sensitive nose. I don't anymore. I feel like I don't smell the pleasant smells that I want to smell enough. So when I wear perfume and it's potent and it's powerful and I smell that scent bubble around me all day, for me, that is a winner. I love it. And this does that, but the scent itself is just those two strong, powerful scent profiles that are competing with one another, and they just don't harmonize together. And that's that one. Another super, super popular one, because the OG is very, very popular, and I loved it so much when I first got it that I actually ordered a backup of it. If you see this dent, you're gonna realize why it is on this category of this video, because I hardly ever reach for this. This is Afnan Cherry Bouquet, and this has a small dent. This is duping Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. I made videos about this earlier in my fragrance journey. Like, we're talking like at the beginning of the year, like 8-9 months ago. This smells very lovely, and I don't know why I don't reach for it that much. I think because for me, it's not a well-rounded perfume, because it is just primarily like a cherry, chocolatey gourmand, which smells nice, but it almost leaves me with much to be desired. Like, I'm waiting for something else or something more, maybe something spicy, maybe something floral, maybe something rich and deep in the base. I don't know. Maybe the season has to change and I'll change my mind about this one later. But I've had this for long enough where I think I would have made, sorry for the fingerprints, I think I would have made a significant enough dent by now, and it's not that significant. And I don't think I've even worn this to work yet, because I feel like if I wear this, it's like the opposite problem of this one. This is overwhelming and this is underwhelming. I feel like I'm gonna feel like, why did I waste the perfume of the day with something like this? So I've worn this at night to be at home, layering with something different, and it's a pretty smell. It really is very pretty, but I don't know why I feel like it leaves much to be desired. It leaves me wanting something that I don't know what it is. I don't know if this has jasmine in it, but I almost feel like maybe it needs some kind of a strong floral. Maybe if this had a little bit of rose, or I don't know. It just falls kind of flat. It feels very flat. It's certainly linear. It feels like the scent is the same from beginning to end. And that's not a problem for me. I tend to like that, because once I have my smell, I want to smell it like that the whole day. But I just feel like it can be linear, but it just needs something more to it, and then be that. It's not hitting the spot for me, and I really hoped that it would. I'm keeping it still because, again, it's one of the most beautiful cherry perfumes that I have in my collection, honestly. Like, this is one of the best ones. And we'll see what happens with it. I do have a backup. I want to make a video of all my backups. And I don't know how I feel yet. I don't know if I'm going to sell it yet. I don't reach out for it that much. So we'll see what happens. The next one is recognizable, popular. I did wear it to work and I regretted it. I felt like I wasted a day's perfume where I could have smelled really beautiful. I could have smelled very feminine. I could have smelled lovely. And instead I just smelled okay, kind of sweet. It's kind of comforting, but it's just okay. This is Frenetic Delicieux from Emir, Paris Corner. This is a dupe for Dior Fève Délicieuse. This is supposed to smell like tonka cola, cherry cola. I think there's cherry in the notes, but to be quite honest, this is so weird, guys. But I smell baby powder and almost like the smell of diapers. Not dirty diapers, it's not that bad. It's like a clean diaper. I don't know why that smell stays in my mind. Like when I used to buy Pampers when my daughters were little and I would open the pamper, I don't know why I remember like the smell of the actual pamper before I put it on the baby, before I put any powder, nothing. I didn't do anything, just the smell of the pamper. And I can't, and that's why maybe it's comforting. There's something about it. It just doesn't smell like a perfume. It's lacking that perfuminess, right? I guess maybe that's what the cola perfumes smell like. There's a lot of like Tonka Cola, you know, Coca-Cola type scents. And I find it weird. Like if you open a fresh Coca-Cola and you smell it, it's like, okay, but that's not perfume. like I said, kind of like what happens to me with very realistic gourmands. Look at this dent. This is a lot. I've been trying to like this, trying to wear this, and I don't think it smells bad. I don't dislike it. I just feel like, much like the cherry one, it leaves something to be desired. I don't feel perfumed when I wear it. I feel like I smell like a sweet Coke, right? But it does have a very strong baby powdery note, and that kind of makes it feel comfortable. So I feel like this is pretty for bedtime. It feels nice and cozy and comfortable, but not to go to work, not to leave the house, not to go out, not to go on a date, at least not for me. Maybe for some people, this is their date night fragrance and it's super sexy for them. Fantastic. But this is one that I feel was so hyped up in the media, and yet when I got it, I'm like, that's it? Like it just left a whole lot to be desired, and I don't think it's worth the hype. I just don't. The next one is still in the box because it is on my Mercari waiting to be sold. This is Casablanca by Swiss Arabian. Humongous dent. Look at that. And this was advertised and marketed and reviewed and influenced by influencers to smell like a vanilla. This doesn't even have vanilla in the notes. Yet it's supposed to be a vanilla. I mean, according to a lot of people. This is an apple fragrance. Like, I just smelled teriyaki, and my God, it's like that leather and syrup. It's odd. It's almost chemical odd. So I want to say that I think this almost hit the right spot for me, but it doesn't. It falls short. It's kind of perfumey. It's in the sense that it's like astringent and clean, but it's got such a strong apple vibe to it. At first it's very alcohol-y. It's clean and fresh, but very apple-y. I sold my Bade Al Oud Sublime, which is supposed to be a dupe for Eden Juicy Apple from Kayali, because the apple is just too apple. It's too apple-y. Okay, maybe for a holiday candle in my house. It reminds me of Winter Candy Apple from Christmas, you know, that line from Bath & Body Works. And I'm not getting any vanilla. It's supposed to have caramel. It's supposed to have woodsy notes. I think it's supposed to have amber and plum and just so many beautiful things that it's supposed, in my mind, it was supposed to smell like something different. That this is not it. I tried keeping this in my collection for as long as possible. I've had this for about 8 months. So if you love Casablanca, this is a pretty 8-month maturated bottle. But I think I'm just gonna sell it because I never reach for it. The dent is from me wanting to like it, trying to reach for it at home because I've not worn this out. And once I wear it, I'm kind of like, okay, it's apple. And then I don't smell it much anymore. And then I go and I spray something else on. So it's just not a love for me. But that one for sure, it's kind of pretty. It smells like a caramelized apple, like those apples that are dipped in caramel, kind of like that. It's not terrible. It just does smell kind of juvenile, you know, so like something sweet, caramel, candy apple. We'll see if I change my mind. It's currently on my Mercari, but a lot of times some things stay on Mercari for so long because they don't sell. They take very long to sell. We'll see how I feel about that one going forward, but it's okay. The next one, I really wanted to love this one, guys. I really wanted to love this one. This has been raved about. It's still in the box. I'm trying to open this difficult to open box. If you know, you know. Can you guess what it is? I'm so disappointed. I really wanted to like this one. This is Teriyaki Intense. People love this perfume. People rave about this perfume. There's a very minor dent here. I don't know if maybe I don't like saffron because I've been playing with this. I've been letting it sit and bringing it back out and letting it sit and bringing it back out. And it has gotten better. When I first got it, it was very much motor oil, rubber, not good. I'm reading the notes and I'm like, this sounds like something that I should love, that I'm supposed to love. Why don't I love it? Where's this cinnamon? Where's this sweetness? It does dry down to that sweet cinnamon, you know, cinnamony, caramelly, you know, fall scent. Oh, but it has something in the opening, and I think it's the saffron that just smells like this pungent rubber leather that never goes away. It's quite bitter. And yet I can now, because in the beginning I didn't, I can now kind of smell that warm cinnamon, you know, lovely base. I think there might be benzoin. I think there might be, I don't know what is the base, but that warm, almost like Altair, like my Khadlaj Island Vanilla Dune. That I love. And this is having some of that in the base, but there's this rubbery, bitter grossness in the opening that never fully goes away, even after the deep dry down. And when I put it on my skin, that note really stands out. Like all the rest of the sweet, warm caramel is like around, and I'm like, oh, there you are. I'm looking for you because I like you. But there's that pungent, and I want to say it's the saffron. That maybe it's not that it's masculine, it's just stinky. Because even if a man was wearing it, I might be like, I don't like this perfume on you, because it's just got this really bitter stinkiness there. And see, like right now, like I'm like, oh, I'm smelling it. But that happened to me the other day. I tried it the other day and I tried it on the paper, and I'm like, oh, I'm smelling that like Altair kind of, you know, that cinnamony, yummy, warm fall scent at the bottom, that gourmandish vanilla, benzoin, cinnamon, warm base. But then when I put it on my skin, that saffron, she just sticks out like a sore thumb. And she does not calm down, does not go away. Even in the dry down, all the beautiful notes go away, and that just stays, and I just can't with it. And I've tried to like not sell it. I've tried to not gift it because I want to let it sit longer, because I want it to get better. Maybe I'll continue to do that. Leave it in my closet, leave it in the box. I don't know if I posted this for sale because I've considered gifting it to a man. Because I think maybe a man would like it, would appreciate it, wouldn't be bothered so much by that deep saffron note. I feel like it is more masculine leaning, but maybe it's because of the saffron and the way that it sits on my skin. Because a lot of women rave about this, but this is just not doing it for me. Finally, the last one that I feel, and this is the designer one, that I feel has been hyped to death and falls extremely short. Because I was expecting something else. Yes, I hear that it's supposed to be a salty vanilla, but my God, the salt in here. This is none other than Olympia by Paco Rabanne. Here's the box, and I do have it listed for sale. This has been raved about so much, talked about so well, that I really thought that this was going to be amazing. And I've made a significant size dent. As you can see, it's because I've worn it. And when I've worn it, similar to some of these other ones, similar to my experience, not that they smell the same with this one and with this one, is that it falls short. It's missing something. Maybe it would work with layering, but I kind of don't want to keep perfumes around in my collection just because they're good for layering. I do want perfumes that I love to wear on their own, because then I'm going to pick it up and be like, should I wear you? What am I going to wear you with? Then I got to really think about it. And it's kind of like, I find myself hardly reaching for it. This dent is from drive-bys of me saying, I want to like you. I want you to maturate. I want you to change. So if I spray you and more air gets inside of you, maybe it'll change. You know, the juice is not that deep in color, you know, like it can be richer. It can be deeper. I've seen other bottles where the juice is very rich and deep. Maybe that's when the sweetness will come out. All this time, I don't get a lot of sweetness. It is actually a vanilla that is like just a non-sweet, non-gourmand vanilla. So if you like that, if you don't like sweet perfumes, this is what that's like. There's some pretty florals, but the salt in here is just a tad overdone. It's a tad overly salty. Like they went a little too far. Had they held back from it just a little bit and maybe thrown in some ginger or some kind of a spice to it that would give it like a nice fizz, this just feels very a vanilla mixed in the sea with ocean water. That's pretty much it. And I just don't grab it. And the bottle is so stunning, so beautiful. Like I really wanted to love this and I just don't. Like I know at this point, I've had my collection for a while and I look around and everything that I see that I want to grab and everything that I see that I'm like, I've tried you out so many times and I just never really want to wear you. I gotta be honest. I gotta be real with myself. This is just not it for me. It's not scratching the itch. Oh, now we're gonna get into the ones that are hyped, but that are worth it. These are so worth the hype. If you haven't purchased these yet because you're afraid that maybe influencers, they overhype perfumes, maybe it's not that great, I'm here to put your mind at ease, okay? Angham by Lataffa. If you don't have this yet, stop waiting. Go get it. This is fantastic. This is amazing. This is beautiful. This is hyped for a reason. This is supposed to be similar to Burberry Goddess. And I think it is similar, but I think this one's even better. This is a lavender, cacao, woody vanilla with some nice florals. There's no rose, so nothing like that. You don't have to worry about that. I don't think there's any rose in here. This is just so beautifully perfumey. This isn't just vanilla, like just a plain vanilla. This doesn't fall flat. This is very multifaceted, very dimensional. There's a spice, there's a sweetness, there's a floral, there's a woodiness. It's got all these facets. It just hits every spot for me, and it is a fantastic perfume. This projects nicely. It's not too much of a beast. It's not way too loud. It's not gonna be insulting or offensive for anyone. This is a lovely perfume that is worth all the hype that it has received. I mean, I have a large collection. I've had this perfume for 8 months and look at the dent. And this was not just me wanting to like it and try it. This is from Wears, okay? And I have said that when this runs out, I may not buy it yet because I want to go through my Burberry Goddess before I buy this. I don't want to, it's not justified because they smell similar. But every time I say that to myself, I'm like, but I want it. And I think maybe I should just buy it, but then I'm never going to go through my Burberry Goddess one because they smell very, 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 very close. Like I'm talking like maybe 98% close, but this is so much better that 2% better just makes me reach for this one more. My Goddess doesn't have not even a half of what this is like not filled to, right? Like if you were to like take that dent and reduce it by half, make it only this much, my Burberry Goddess isn't even that low. Like this is insane. This is so sexy, office friendly, signature worthy, everyday type of perfume, but you can wear for a date, you can wear for Christmas. This is so perfect, if not possibly the most perfect perfume I think that exists. I don't know, it sounds kind of crazy, but worth the hype. The next one that I believe is worth the hype, at least it's worth it to me. I feel like this is a little bit of a polarizing one. Maybe not everybody will like this because it is a strong powerhouse. I consider it to be kind of masterpiece-ish. Okay, this is Rifaaqat by Paris Corner. This is a dupe for YSL Baby Cat. This is a spicy, resinous, earthy vanilla, right? And while this is not a gourmand and it's not cupcake, it is adequately sweet. I love sweet perfumes, unlike what happened with my Olympia, that I feel like it falls short, maybe because it's not sweet enough. This has like a very authentic vanilla. It's not too cupcakey, but it's still sweet. It has a beautiful woody resinous smell that almost reminds me a little bit of like a pencil, like the wood of the pencil, but not too much. It opens peppery. It definitely has black pepper. I think it has pink pepper, and it is spicy, but that calms down after like a short while, but it does always kind of linger. And then I get like this lovely suede. I'm not sure if this has suede or leather in the notes, but it does smell kind of suede, like not a loud projecting like teriyaki type of suede. I feel like it's beautifully unisex. This could be a his and hers perfume, like that the man could grab it and put it on and go out the door, and the woman can also do the same thing. It's so perfectly unisex. It's not offensive, I don't think. I wore this to work one time and some girl in the office was like, it smells so good in here. This is the only smell that was in that room. It's comforting, sultry, sexy, seductive. This is worth its weight in gold, and I think it was like $20-something. I bought my backup bottle because this is, I mean, we're halfway down the bottle. And the notes are on the back. I love that. Elemi, pink pepper and black pepper. Saffron and oblanum, vanilla and cedarwood. And this has saffron. So I thought that maybe I didn't like saffron because of the way it's done in the Teriyaki Intense. But like I said, I don't know. Maybe it's not the saffron. Maybe it's just the way that it's done because I love it in here. This is so beautiful. Maybe it's a sweeter saffron. That could be what it is because I've heard that there's sweet smelling saffron and then there's like leathery smelling saffron. I don't know. That one is a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. The next one. Of this line, I've only tried 3. The other 2 I sold. This is the one that is the winner in my opinion. This is the Lataffa Badeo Oud line, and this is Noble Blush. I had Sublime and I had Honor and Glory. Sold those 2. They just weren't doing it for me. Couldn't deal with the apple. And then the pineapple with the spice just kind of felt like it was heavy, and pineapple turnover cake kind of supposed to be like a gourmand for the fall, but yeah, pineapple reminds me of summertime and beach and pina colada, woohoo. And I'm like, yeah, it just didn't, I didn't know how to wear it. It didn't smell bad, but it would have made a great candle, just not a perfume. This, I never tried Amethyst. There's a whole bunch of others. I've never tried those. This is so feminine, so pretty. When I first got it, it was Play-Doh-y, pasty, thick, and just not something that I thought I was gonna like, but we'll see what happens. It sat in the collection, and now it really does smell like if you take a bowl of cream and you put rose petals in the cream. It's like a bath, a milk bath with rose petals. This is so feminine. I can't even tell you that it's gonna be sexy, sultry, date night. It's just very girly, but it's not like sugar candy girly. It's not, you know, marshmallow pop girly. This is girl who takes care of herself girly. This is spa day, skin routine, milk bath with rose petals, feminine, okay? It's not a dated grandma rose. It's very much this is a girl who knows her value and she takes care of herself. Feminine, okay? Smells so pretty. My gosh. And where's my dent? Let's see if I can see it in this light. Okay, my dent is right about here. This is beautiful. And if you have Eclair or Bianco Latte or Cream Velvet or Vanilla Voyage, which I've never tried, but I've tried those other 3. Not Bianco, yeah, I did try Bianco Latte. And you layer it with this. You're welcome. The next one, I don't know if this is super hyped, so maybe I shouldn't have been in this video, but I love it so much that I think maybe I have overhyped it. I saw it talked about on Maria Colette's video with, who was her friend? Val. That's how I heard about this perfume. But this is duping an expensive perfume. This is not an original. This is Fragrance World's Francique 107.9, and this is duping BDK's Rouge Smoking. I don't think this is overhyped because I don't think I've seen a lot of people talking about this. It's a shame because this is phenomenal. However, the only thing that I have a little bit of, I love you. We don't have any beef. We're good. But you're a gentle little baby who doesn't have a whole lot of longevity. She doesn't stick around for very long. She's not a super loud projector, but I wouldn't say she's too weak. I wouldn't say it's just a skin set. It is kind of an intimate, maybe 1 foot kind of. This is like cherry, candy, and a tiny bit of smokiness. Like, I know that it's in the name Rouge Smoking, even though that's not the name of this one. This is Francique 107.9, which has nothing to do with the name of Rouge Smoking, but the BDK people knew what they were doing when they assigned it that name. And unlike this one, where this is very obvious cherry, here I am, it's cherry and like chocolate and very nice and sweet. This one is lighter, but she does something special to me that this one doesn't do. And I don't know if it's that smokiness, maybe that's that depth, that grounding that I feel that, you know, this one might lack. I don't know what it is, but it's sweet. So don't think that because it's smoky, it's like one of those serious non-sweet scents. It's got a smoky, sweet cherry that is just so, it is, I want to say ethereal. It's like this mystery. It's like this really beautiful, like if there was such a thing as cherry smoke in the air, just lingering, and you're like, what is that? Or like a cherry incense, but it's not incensey. It doesn't smell like anything burning. It just has this subtle smokiness. It's not like a church. It's not like a campfire. It's not like cigarettes. It's not like tobacco. It's hard to explain how they can make smoke smell light. Maybe like when you turn off a match and you just have that little bit of lingering in the air, and then mix that with a soft cherry. It's so pretty, but buyer beware, consider yourself warned. It does not last long and it is not loud projecting, but I adore this. The only reason the dent isn't so big is because it's not so long lasting. I tend to not wear it so much, but the smell is so beautiful that I feel like it makes up for that. And there have been days where I've grabbed it and I've sprayed it, because I feel like if I reach for this frequently enough, I'll go through this very fast because of the fact that it's not as long lasting, and I would be overspraying like mad just to get it to like stay. And I have worn it to work, and that's what I've done. I'm at work and I'm like, I don't smell it anymore. I need to smell this girl, and I spray it like every hour on the hour, and I need to work. I can't be like, oh, spraying my perfume every hour on the hour. Okay. The next one is also a dupe. I've never really smelled yeah, I did smell the original. I did. I got a very tiny sample given to me as a gift by a seller that I bought something on Mercari from her. And she just put it in there, and it was the actual OG, and I smelled them side by side, and they were pretty identical. I don't know why some people say this one's kind of different, or it's more sweet, or it's less sweet. I got a tiny sample of the original, and to me, they smelled identical. This is my all-time favorite. One of my all-time favorites. This is Khadlaj Fursan White. This dent is right here. Okay, so we are about at the 50% mark. This is already halfway used. I wore this today. Today we had lunch. My mom, my stepdad, my daughters, and my stepdad's daughter, for his birthday, because it was his birthday, we had a brunch, not a lunch. And I decided to wear this one today. And this is a dupe for Matière Premier Vanilla Powder. This smells like vanilla powder. Now, I know I've seen some declutter videos. I've seen some perfume collection videos from different influencers, and I've seen some people be like, this is just not for me. I don't love it. I think this is one of the most sophisticated, loud projecting perfumes that are out there, because we all know that the scrubbers that we don't like, they don't go away. They last, they linger, they stick around. Why is it that the bad smelling perfumes don't go away? I have a theory. I think it's because your brain doesn't perceive it as something safe, so it never stops smelling the smell. When something feels safe, your brain decides, oh, I don't need to smell this anymore, so you kind of go nose blind to it. But with that said, I never go nose blind to this. This is insanely loud, insanely projecting. You don't need a lot of it. I still overspray it because I like to smell my perfume, and I don't care what people around me think. But if I was going to be in small quarters, I was in a big open, the restaurant was big open space, the whole mall, big open space. This is so sexy, sweet, delicious, aromatic, coconut, floral, vanilla, slightly salty. It's not super uber sweet. This is not like, I wouldn't consider this like part of like my gourmands or part of like my most sweet perfumes, but the coconut is like sweet enough, right? That it just gives it enough of that sweetness for me to love it. And then it has a powderiness, so, but it's not weak. A lot of powdery perfumes or musky perfumes tend to be kind of weak and subtle. I don't know how they managed to get coconut, vanilla, and powder and turn it into such a nuclear bomb. If I've had people in my comments that we've discussed this, oh, my bottle's so light, I can barely smell it. This is one of the bottles that when I first got it, I couldn't smell anything, nothing. I'm like, I got a bottle of water. As time progressed, I would spray it, smell it, nothing. Spray it, smell it, nothing. Every couple weeks, go around to it, spray it, smell it. And one day I picked it up and I sprayed it and I was like, whoa, where did you come from? What is it? This is what it smells like. Oh my God, it's almost like the perfume just wakes up. Like it's asleep or something in the transit, on the train or on the bus or on the truck or on wherever it's coming from. Gets dropped off at your door, she's still sleeping, you spray her out, she's like, no, I don't want to wake up yet, and you leave her to sit and she rests enough, and then one day she's like, hi, I'm here, and it's like, excuse me? This has happened with so many of my bottles, it's not even funny. Not only Middle Eastern, anything that's been shipped to my house. If it's shipped to your house, you can barely smell it, or it smells off, or it smells weird, give it some time. This one didn't take very long to wake up. I want to say maybe like a month or two tops. But if yours takes longer, give it time. If it doesn't wake up after like 8 months, maybe you got a fake, maybe you got a bad bottle, maybe you haven't sprayed it out enough. It needs enough air inside in order for it to maturate so that it can like do its thing. I don't know if it's the chemicals, the reaction, I don't know what is happening there, but this is a bomb. And if you can't smell it, it's not you. Maybe you got a fake, something's going on. Let it sit, spray it, because this is so beautiful. She is hyped, and she's hyped for a reason. And even though there's a lot of new releases now coming out in 2025, it's been like an insane year for new releases, we cannot forget about her. She's beautiful, sexy, sophisticated, unisex, but I think it's girly because I like that coconutty. It's just, oh God. She's pretty. She's good. This is a good one. And we're down to the very last perfume for this video. This is my designer that I think is very well worth the hype. This is way hyped, but it's worth it. All none other than Musc Noir Rose by Narciso Rodriguez. I know, I've talked about this on my channel like 40,000 gazillion bajillion times, and you guys are gonna be like, really, Arlene? Really? Yes, really. This is the one. This is the subject of the video. Overhyped, and is it worth it? Or overhyped and worth every moment? This is so ridiculously hyped, but it's for good reason. And if you haven't purchased this yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't see how anyone cannot like this. Okay, maybe if you don't like musk, because this has an animalic musk, especially when you stick your nose to the nozzle, that initial smell, you cannot judge the perfume based on that. You have to spray it and you have to test it on skin, not just on paper. When this is sprayed, and the only reason I spray it liberally is because I have a backup bottle, but look at this dent, okay? This is halfway the bottle, halfway through the bottle. All right, the magic that comes out of this bottle, the plum and rose combination, I feel like this is the dark, sultry, seductive rose that I've been looking for. All this time, I'm like, I'm looking for a dark, seductive. I don't know if this has patchouli in it. I think it does, but I don't know. And maybe if it doesn't, it needs patchouli, or I need something like this with patchouli or more, because maybe that would make it more of what I want. But this is like so close. This is like, I think this is what I want. I just don't know what I want. She has that powdery musk in the base, but she opens with that delicious boozy plum, that jammy rose, and then that musky powder. She is very well projecting, very well behaved, right? She's not light, she's not weak, she's not a skin set. I don't think she chokes anyone out. I don't think it's beast mode powerful, but I feel like it is well performing, like in the middle, like maybe slightly above average, but like I've received compliments on this galore. I received a compliment through a drive-through window by the lady working inside. I've received compliments. This is a man eater, like mostly the men go crazy about this. This is worth its weight in gold. You have to get your nose on this if you haven't. Go to a Macy's. I just went to a mall. When I went to brunch with my family, it was in the mall, and there were so many perfumes there. I sampled and smelled a bunch of them. This was in there. If you're afraid to blind buy because it's pricey, go to a mall, go to a Macy's. Don't let them just give you a tester strip. Bring your own little piece of toilet paper in your pocket if you can, because when you put it on your skin, you're gonna smell it on your skin, but then you're gonna wanna do that all day long because she is phenomenal and worth it. Anyway, that's it. Those are the 12 perfumes, the overhyped and not worth it, and the overhyped and definitely worth it. I really hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.